There is something deeply strange happening all around you, something that nobody warned you about, something that hides itself inside the very moments when you believed you were doing everything right. You helped someone when they had nothing left. You stayed when everyone else walked away. You forgave when most people would have turned cold. You gave your time, your energy, your heart, and yet you are watching people walk past you like you are invisible, watching your messages sit unanswered for hours, watching people you sacrificed for laugh with someone else, watching yourself slowly disappear from the rooms you filled with warmth. And in the silence of your room at night, you ask yourself a question that burns like fire: what is wrong with me? Does the world seem to reward the arrogant? Do the selfish ones always have people around them? Does my kindness seem to push people away instead of pulling them closer? Let me tell you something right now before we go any deeper. Nothing is wrong with you, but something is very wrong with what nobody ever taught you about human psychology. There is a hidden world operating beneath the surface of every relationship you have ever had. A world of silent signals and invisible judgments. A world where the brain makes decisions before the mind even knows it is happening. And in this hidden world, kindness without understanding becomes a trap. A beautiful trap that catches the best people, most genuine people, people who deserve the most. Tonight we are going to walk through that hidden world together. We are going to pull back the curtain on every reason why kind people are overlooked, underestimated, and taken for granted. And by the time this journey is over, you will never see your kindness the same way again. You will understand something ancient, something powerful, something that has the ability to completely transform the way people see you. So take a slow breath and listen carefully, because what you are about to hear may be the most important truth you have ever encountered about yourself. Chapter 1. The curse of being so honest. Hante, think about the last time you truly appreciated the air you breathe. Not when you were running through a beautiful meadow, not when someone told you to be grateful. The last time you really felt the weight of what it means to breathe. Most people cannot remember, and that is not because they are ungrateful people. It is because the human brain has a feature, a deeply wired survival feature that causes it to stop noticing things that are always there. Psychologists call this adaptation, but in the world of human relationships, it carries a darker name. It is called the invisible tax on reliability. Here is how it works when you first do something kind for someone. Something lights up inside their brain, a little flood of warmth, genuine wave of appreciation. They notice you. They feel you. You matter in that moment. But here is the part they never tell you. Second time you do that same kind thing, response is slightly smaller. The third time smaller still. The 10th time you might as well have done nothing at all. Not because they stop caring about what you did, but because their brain has quietly reclassified you. You are no longer a source of unexpected warmth. You are now just a background feature of their life, like electricity in the walls, like water from the tap, like oxygen in the air. You are expected, you are assumed, you are taken, and this is the first terrible paradox of kindness. The more consistent your kindness is, the more invisible it becomes. The very quality that makes you trustworthy makes you forgettable. The very thing that makes you safe to be around makes you easy to overlook. The very depth of your really ability trains others to stop noticing you. Now think about someone in your life. Maybe a parent who always had food ready. Maybe a friend who always answered the phone. Did you wake up every single morning and feel a deep wave of gratitude for them, or did you simply expect them to be there? Because this is not a judgment. This is the hidden machinery of the human mind at work. We are wired to notice contrast. We are wired to respond to change. We are wired to feel the presence of things only when we suddenly feel their absence. And kind people who are always present, never disappear, never withdraw, never let their light dim even slightly. They rob others of the one experience that makes appreciation possible. Experience of loss. There is something almost tragic about this truth. The people who love the most consistently are the ones most likely to have that love go unnoticed. But here is what nobody tells you about this curse. It is not permanent. It is not your destiny. It is simply a pattern, and patterns can be broken. Chapter 2. The signal. Your kindness is accidentally seen deep inside the ancient machinery of the human brain. There is a system that was built long before language, long before civilization, long before any of the words we use to describe what it means to be a good person. This system has only one job: to read the invisible signals of other people and make instant decisions about who has power and who does not. This system does not read your words. It does not hear your intentions. It does not care about your values. It reads your behavior patterns. And here is the terrifying truth about what many kind people are accidentally communicating. When you always say yes, the ancient brain reads that as this person has no better options. When you always make yourself available, ancient brain reads that as this person has nowhere more important to be. When you never push back, never disagree, never let your own needs surface, ancient brain reads that as this person does not fully believe in their own value. And the moment that signal gets registered, something shifts. Something invisible and powerful shifts in how others relate to you. They may not be able to explain it. They may not even be conscious of it, but somewhere deep in their nervous system, a quiet reclassification has happened. You have moved from the category of someone to be respected to the category of someone to be managed, someone whose feelings can be considered later, someone whose needs are flexible, someone who will understand, someone who will still be there. And the most painful part of this is that it happens precisely because you are good. It happens because you are the kind of person who does understand, does still show up, does make their feelings flexible, because you are generous. Ancient brain concludes that your resources must be abundant because you are available. Ancient brain concludes that your time must be cheap because you forgive easily. Ancient brain concludes that hurting you must not have serious consequences. Now, I need to be very clear about something. This is not your fault in any moral sense. You are not doing anything wrong by being kind. The problem is not kindness itself. The problem is kindness without the signals that the ancient brain requires to trigger respect. And what signals does it require? Boundaries, not cruelty, not coldness, not manipulation, simply the quiet, undeniable signal that you have a self-worth protecting, that your time matters, that your energy has limits, that there are things you will do and things you will not, that walking away from you has consequences. Think about the people you have respected most deeply in your life. The ones whose opinions genuinely mattered to you. Were they the ones who were always available to you, always agreeable, always accommodating? Or were they the ones who had their own clear sense of who they were, who occasionally surprised you by saying no, who had a gravity to theme, a weight and unpredictability that kept you slightly on your toes? Most people, when they search their Honest memory find that the second type of person commands far more of their inner attention, and this is not because respect is only earned through hardness. It is because the brain recognizes something in that quiet self-possession. It recognizes something that looks like truth. Chapter 3. The Strange Mathematics of Human DS. Our reader is a puzzle at the heart of human desire that has confused thinkers for centuries. Why do people so often want what they cannot have? Why does rarity create value? Why does the thing that is always offered eventually feel worth nothing, while the thing that is almost impossible to obtain feels priceless? The answer lives in a fundamental equation that governs how the human brain assigns meaning. The brain values what costs something to obtain. Think about two pieces of jewelry. One was given to you freely by someone who barely knew you. One was the result of years of saving off, going without off, finally holding something in your hands that you worked toward for so long. Which one do you wear with more care? Which one carries more weight when you look at it? The answer is obvious. And now carry that logic into the world of kindness and human relationships. When you give your kindness freely to anyone and everyone, when you never make it earn it, never make it scarce, never create the experience of working toward your warmth, you are accidentally teaching others to devalue what you offer. Not because you are worth less, but because the brain is running its ancient mathematics and arriving at the conclusion that what costs nothing must be worth nothing. Now here is where it gets even stranger, because this same mathematics plays out in the most confusing pattern you have ever witnessed in human relationships, the pattern where someone ignores the person who genuinely loves them and obsessively pursues the person who seems almost indifferent to them. You have seen this. Maybe you have lived it. Someone chases a person who gives them almost nothing, while someone who would give them everything waits in the background, completely invisible. This is not a mystery of cruelty. This is the ancient brain running its mathematics. The indifferent one has scarcity, the caring one has abundance, and until the brain is retrained, it will always assign higher value to scarcity. But here is the extraordinary thing about this truth. It does not mean you need to become indifferent. It does not mean you need to play games. It simply means you need to understand that your kinness is genuine, rare, beautiful kinness deserves to be treated as the rare thing it actually is, not by manipulating others, but by recognizing it yourself, by stopping giving it to people who have not shown any appreciation for what they have received, and by understanding that there is nobody else quite like you, and people should feel that CHAPTR. For the invisible weight of people PLEASING. There is a story that many kind people carry without even knowing it. It started very early, before they had words for it. It sounded something like this: if I am good enough, people will love me. If I help enough, people will stay. If I never cause problems, people will be happy with me. This story is so old and so deeply embedded that it does not feel like a story anymore. It feels like the truth. It feels like the only way to be. And so the kind person learned to shrink, learned to accommodate, learned to read the room. The forespeaking learned to absorb the discomfort of others without complaint, learned to be the one who keeps everything smooth. And for a while this works. It creates a kind of peace, a temporary peace. But beneath the surface something is slowly happening. Something the kind person does not see because they are too busy looking outward. The people around them have stopped seeing them as a full human being, not because they are cruel, but because the kind person has gradually erased themselves from the picture. They never say what they really thinks. Nobody knows what they really think. They never express what they really need, so nobody thinks about what they need. They never take up space, so nobody saves any space for them. They have become a function, a role, a service instead of a person. And when the day comes that they finally feel how invisible they have become, they cannot understand it, because they have given so much more than anyone should ever give, and yet they are the loneliest person in the room. This is the invisible weight of people pleasing, the terrible irony at its heart. The more you disappear into the needs of others, more you actually disappear. The more you suppress your real self in order to be accepted, more the real you becomes impossible to find. And the real you is the only version of you worth knowing, but if it has been hidden for so long that even you have forgotten where you put it, and nobody can find it, and you will keep giving and giving and giving from a self that has become hollowed out, and you will wonder why it never seems to be enough. It is never enough, because what people actually want, even if they cannot say it, is to be in the presence of someone who is real, someone who has edges, someone who can disappoint them, someone who has preferences and opinions and limits, someone who occupies their own space fully and without apology. That is the person people orbit. That is the person people remember. That is the person whose kindness actually lands, because it comes from somewhere. True asterisk. Chapter 5. The power that lives inside confidently. Let us talk about two people, both of them kind, both of them genuinely caring, both of them with good hearts that want only the best for those around them. The first person walks into a room and immediately begins scanning for what other people need. They soften their voice, they remove any edges, they make themselves as easy and undemanding as possible. They leave the room having made everyone feel comfortable, and yet somehow the room does not think of them much after they are gone. The second person walks into the same room. They are warm. They are genuine. They are interested in the people around them. But there is something else, something in the way they stand, something in the pace of their speech, something in the fact that they will let a silence breathe without rushing to fill it, something in the way they say what they actually think, even when it is not what everyone expected to hear. They are kind, but they are also present in a way that is undeniable. They take up their space. They speak with a voice that has weight. They do not apologize for existing. They leave the room, and the room notices. People talk about them afterward. People look forward to seeing them again. What is the difference between these two people? It is not warmth. They both have that. It is not genuine care. They both have that too. The difference is confidence, and not the loud, aggressive kind of confidence that bulldozes through rooms, the quiet kind, the grounded kind, the kind that comes from someone who has spent enough time with themselves that they know what they think, they know what they value, they know what they will and will not accept, and they are no longer willing to pretend otherwise in order to make other people comfortable. This kind of confidence is magnetic, not because it is aggressive, but because it is rare. And here is the extraordinary thing: confidence does not cancel kindness, it amplifies kindness, because when kindness comes from a place of genuine choice, when it comes from someone who is giving to you because they want on it, because they are afraid of what happens if they do not, that kindness lands differently. It lands with weight. It lands with truth. It lands like something that was actually chosen. And chosen things are the only things that carry real meaning. Chapter 6. The ones who never deserved your warmth. Now we arrive at the chapter that might be the hardest to sit with, because this chapter asks you to look at something uncomfortable, not about yourself, but about some of the people you have been. giving yourself to. There are people in this world, and you have encountered them, who are simply not capable of valuing what you offer. Not because they are monsters, but because somewhere along the way they developed a way of relating to others. That is almost entirely transactional. For these people, relationships are resources, other people are instruments. Kindness is something to be extracted, not something to be received with gratitude. These people are not always obvious. They do not always announce themselves with cruelty. Some of them are charming. Some of them are even capable of warmth in the moments when it serves them. Some of them can make you feel more seen than anyone ever has, right up until the moment they no longer need something from you, and then they disappear, and the kind person is left standing in the wreckage, wondering what they did wrong, blaming their own kindness, believing that if they had only given a little more, stayed a little longer, been a little better, the outcome would have been different. But here is the truth that will set you free from this particular kind of pain. No amount of kindness can reach someone who has decided only to take the problem, has nothing to do with you. The problem lives inside them in a place your warmth cannot reach and was never meant to reach. You cannot love someone into having gratitude they were never willing to develop. You cannot give enough to fill a void that belongs to another person, and the most important thing you can do for yourself is to finally stop trying, not with anger, not with bitterness, simply with the quiet dignity of someone who has finally understood that their gifts belong where they will be received, that their warmth deserves. To find someone capable of feeling it, that their kindness deserves to flow toward the people who will drink it in and grow and become more beautiful because of it. That is what your kindness is for. That is what it was always for Chapter 7. The mystery of your own worth. There is a question I want you to sit with, not to answer quickly, not to answer with the first thing that comes to mind, but to sit with in the way that you would sit with something that deserves real attention. Do you actually believe you are worth being treated well, not intellectually, not in theory, but in the quiet reality of your daily choices, in the way you respond when someone disrespects you, in the way you talk about yourself to yourself in the dark, in the way you have allowed certain people to treat you year after year after year? Do you actually believe in the marrow of your bones that you deserve to be valued? Because here is something that takes a long time to understand: the way others treat you is often a mirror people learn very quickly and largely unconsciously how to treat you by watching how you treat yourself. When you apologize for taking up space, others learn that your space is negotiable. When you accept treatment that makes you feel small, others learn that making you feel small has no consequences. When you give endlessly without pausing to ask what you are receiving, others learn that you do not expect to receive, and this is not your fault. You learned this pattern somewhere. You learned it in a place where it made sense, in a time when it kept you safe. But that time is over, and the pattern is still running, and it is stealing something from you every single day. It is stealing the relationships you actually deserve, the ones where both people show up, the ones where your name is spoken with care, the ones where someone thinks about what you need without being asked, the ones where your absence is actually felt, the ones where your presence is actually celebrated. Those relationships exist. They are not a fantasy. They are simply the result of a very different set of behaviors. Behaviors that begin with the internal revolution of actually deciding you are worth it, not performing worth, not demanding worth through conflict, but quietly, deeply, privately deciding, and then letting that decision change everything. Chapter 8. How to stay kind without becoming invisible. So we have traveled through the dark, through the hidden psychology, through the uncomfortable truths, and now we arrive at the most important question. What do you do with all of this? How do you stay the generous, beautiful, open-hearted person you are, while also becoming someone impossible to ignore? The answer is not to become less kind. The answer is to become more whole. It looks like giving your kindness consciously, not automatically, not out of fear, not as a compulsion you cannot control, but as a genuine, deliberate choice made by someone who knows their own worth. It looks like learning the word no, not as an act of cruelty, but as an act of honesty. When you say no to something you do not actually want to do, you are telling the truth. And the truth is always more respectful than a resentful yes. It looks like speaking your actual thoughts, not the smoothed over acceptable version. Your actual thoughts, with care and without cruelty, but with the honesty that makes real connection possible. It looks like taking up your space, not aggressively, not apologetically, simply occupying the full dimensions of who you are without constantly shrinking to make room for others. Because when you shrink, you do not create more space for others to grow. You simply model shrinking, and the world has enough. People who have made themselves small. What the world needs, what the people in your life need, is to witness someone choosing themselves. Someone standing fully in their own light, not because they stopped caring about others, but because they finally started caring about themselves at the same level. This is the transformation that changes everything, not from kindness to hardness, not from warmth to coldness, but from anxious, selfless, invisible kindness to grounded, chosen, visible kindness. Kindness that has a self behind it. Kindness that comes from fullness, not from fear. Kindness that says, I am giving this to you because I want to, and not because I am afraid of what you will think of me if I do not. That kind of kindness cannot be ignored. That kind of kindness leaves marks on people that last for years. That kind of kindness is the rarest and most powerful thing one human being can offer another. Closing chapter, the truth that waits at the end. We have been walking together through something important tonight, through the psychology of invisibility, through the hidden signals that accidentally teach others to overlook you, through the ancient mathematics of desire and value, through the trap of people pleasing, through the transformative power of confidence, through the hard truth about those who are never going to value you, through the mystery of your own worth. And now I want to leave you with something, not a summary, not a list of things to do, something more like a truth, the kind of truth that does not need explanation, the kind that simply needs to be heard. You were never the problem. Your kindness was never the problem. The problem was always the distance between the kind person you are and the full person you are still becoming. Every moment of your life that you spent making yourself smaller, every moment you gave from a place of fear, every moment you accepted less than you deserved, those moments were not failures. They were chapters, and chapters end. The story is still being written, and the most powerful chapter has not yet been lived. It begins with a simple and almost terrifying decision. The decision to treat yourself with the same extraordinary care, the same patience, the same forgiveness, the same fierce loyalty that you have always offered to everyone else, to become your own first commitment, not in a selfish way, not in a way that closes you off from others, but in the way that makes you genuinely available to others because you are. No longer running on empty, the river that has been poured out endlessly needs time to fill again. And when it fills, when it is full and flowing and fed from a genuine source, the people who drink from it will feel the difference. They will taste something real in it, and they will come back, not just for what you give, but for who you are. Because kindness without a self is a gesture, but kindness with a full and unashamed self behind it is a force of nature, and forces of nature are impossible to ignore. Stay kind, but be whole. Stay generous, but know your worth. Stay open, but have edges. Stay warm, but let your light be yours first. Because the world does not need more people who have disappeared into their own generosity. The world needs more people who are so deeply and unapologetically themselves that their kindness arrives like sunlight, undeniable, unmistakable, and impossible to look away from. That is who you already are, underneath everything that happened, underneath every story you were told about yourself, underneath every time someone failed to see you. That person is still there waiting, and they have been waiting long enough.